Oh my. 'Twould appear the cat has gotten my tongue. Which is rather unfortunate because I used my tongue for crying. Because now I'm blindfolded, and even though I'm guppy and got a lot of health, I can only really attack with flies and the hairball. The hairball will spawn more flies. That is a very convenient start. And we do start off with a really large amount of health. But, it's a tricky one. It works quite a bit differently from all the others because we do need to just swing the stupid hairball into our enemies right now and hope that the flies work a little bit as well. Some items that we're trying to get right now from the store are things like the red candle. I think we unlocked that. I think that's the candle we unlocked. But also we're trying to kill enemies with our hairball because it makes it bigger, makes it deal a little bit more damage for the duration of this floor. If we manage to actually kill them. And look at how big it is right now. And it makes it just a little bit easier to actually hit enemies with it as well. Plus this also spawns flies whenever we hit an enemy with it. So this will spawn more flies. And all in all, it's pretty great. But overall, the room that we've gotten so far are quite friendly. I'm happy about that. I just need to kill these remaining two. There we go. And we can move on. I'm tempted to actually continue to explore this floor. Maybe just look for my secret room because I need that money, yo. I need money more than anything in this challenge. So that's what I'm trying to get. Try not to blow myself up, which I'm not actually sure if it's possible with the hairball, but I guess it probably isn't actually, yeah. Because we also cannot break poop, so that also limits the amount of ways we can get money, unfortunately. But we're doing pretty okay. We have to fight famine, which is actually quite nice because it means that we have access to a meat cube after this, or a bandage, ball of bandages, and that means that we have another way of dealing damage, which is obviously quite nice. It means that we have to swing this stupid thing around less, and it makes life just a little bit easier. Plus we got the famine that doesn't actually spawn enemies, which is not so great, but it does spawn a soul heart, and that's kind of great. But yeah, meat cube, not bad, liking that a lot. And we only need to get to mom's first depth phase, so that's kind of nice. We got a lot of health, as I said before, so getting the devil deal shouldn't be too hard. But it's another one of those challenges where we cannot use tears, and that also means that if we get something like brimstone, it's just going to be useless. We got quite a lot of hearts, so maybe we can get something cool. If we can get some damage up, that would still be useful just because it makes our flies stronger. But I don't know. I don't know what I'm really trying to get. The main thing I'm trying to get is just money so I can get like store items really, but in the last floor we didn't have keys, and usually you get either keys or like I don't remember what that does. Like you get either keys or money, so I didn't really bother to try and go for my secret room. Plus in the basement it's always kind of a tricky one, but I was kind of hoping that we'd at least get a map. I guess that would have been kind of nice. That would have made this a little bit easier, but we're guppy, so we can at least fly into our cursed room and only take half the damage, which is just on when we're leaving. And when it's something like this, you can't really complain. Get another soul heart. Our health is so good right now. I'm actually going to break this tinted rock. Maybe get a small rock or just nothing. I mean, soul hearts are not nothing, obviously, but I feel like I've said that several times now. Like, soul hearts aren't nothing, but I'd rather get the other things that you can possibly get from it, you know? And that's an eternal heart. Alright, Monstro, I'm gonna hit you with my meat cube a lot because I find that a little bit easier. And then I don't have to think about things so much. That hairball is just tricky to hit enemies with, in my opinion. Can we get something good? We can get more flying. We can also get a shovel. That's not bad. That is not bad at all because we have a lot of health. Yeah, I'm gonna do that actually. Because this way we can skip floors, and that is obviously just wonderful. That is just so good. Because this is another one of those challenges where you kind of want to be done with it as quickly as possible, but just because it can get kind of tricky if you get really nasty rooms. So you want to try and make sure to avoid those as much as possible, but sometimes that can be kind of tricky, you know? Sometimes you get into room situations where life just isn't treating you very well. And we're going to try to avoid those as much as possible. Is it here? No. That's sad. I kind of wanted it to be there quite badly, and it isn't, and that makes me kind of sad. Let's try over here instead. That's our last chance. Hey! Ah. Well, wow. We're pretty lucky with that machine, actually, but still. In the end, it didn't quite give us what I wanted, which was money.
We really got no money at all, and barely any keys as well. It's kind of been nasty in that regard, but we got a shovel. And honestly, I think that's actually good enough to win. I think that might actually, like, we may actually have a good enough build to just beat the challenge now, honestly enough. Which is kind of silly, but there you go. Gonna dig a hole there. Get that stuff and leave. Immediately go on to the next floor. The only downside is you don't get boss room items and, like, devil deal items this way, but, like, I don't know if that's really a downside with this challenge, really, because the thing is, most devil deal items are going to be useless. Like, the rotten baby would actually be really good because you just spawn flies all the time. And that's obviously quite nice, but outside of babies, like, brimstone basically does nothing but lower my health. Abaddon, actually a lot of devil deal items would actually be kind of good thinking about it. But whatever, like, this is fine. This is good enough. It'll do. It'll do, pig. So we're just going to do it like this. Plus, this way we don't have to fight bosses. And bosses can be kind of tricky to fight with this as well. But we do still have to deal with rooms like this, which is just sort of awkward because you need to, like, actually, like, coordinate your own attacks like this. Or you could just use the meat cube, but, you know, it's nice to use the hairball when you can. Try to give the creator of the challenge a little bit of credit, you know? Not just immediately reduce the challenge to a meat cube, even though the meat cube is just oh so good. It's just oh so good, but, you know, you shouldn't do that. Shouldn't do that. Now, it would be nice if we could get one key and, like, a coin and maybe buy a battery from the shop. That would be neat, I guess. Can we hit him? There we go. Come on, just once more. Once more. There we go. Okay, so we got the key. Now we just need to get the coin. And hope that there's actually a battery in the shop. That's all we need. And I'm going to use my key on that and get some more bombs instead of anything else. We're just not really being super lucky with these things right now. And I guess our secret room might actually be over here. And another key. So that's not too bad, actually. There we go. Now can we get a battery from this wonderful store over here? And indeed we can. I'm going to dig a hole over here. You can use a battery. And we're just going to leave again. And that takes us to the depths 1. And then we're going to dig another hole. And then we're going to the depths 2. Which reduces the size of the challenge a little bit. And maybe it's sort of against the general idea of the challenge. But still, it's a really good item to get during this challenge, you know? Range down, that does nothing. But still, it's kind of sad to get negative pills at any point in time. I guess these guys only deal like half-hearted damage even when they are champions. That's surprising, actually. Because most champions do just deal full-hearted damage just always. So that's kind of surprising to see. 2 black hearts because the game loves me. I think the game might actually be in love with me right now because it is being very friendly during this run. It is giving me everything I need to make this challenge as easy as possible. And I don't mind that. Don't mind that at all. It does make the video a bit short, I suppose, but that's just how it goes sometimes. There's very little I can really do about that unless I just actually make the level harder for myself. Unless I actively try to not do specific things. And when given the option to use an item like that, it's hard to say no, you know? It gets tricky to say no. When you give me a meat cube at the start and a shovel immediately afterwards, it gets hard to just go, nah, I'm not going to use any of these things. I'd rather just gimp myself. It just doesn't seem like a very good idea. And then it gives me a soul heart for seemingly no reason, because why not? Why not give me a soul heart, you know? I'm going to rub my meat cube into everyone's face and then just move on. Now, I'm actually going to use my shovel everywhere, because with the shovel, there's a small chance. Sure, Bob's brain, obviously. Like, with the shovel, there's a small chance that that you dig a ladder instead of, like, a hole to the next floor. And ladders are nice. Ladders are cool. And Bob's brain is also really awesome, by the way. Bob's brain is actually not bad during this challenge because you never actually shoot tears. So it's a very, like, directed attack that way, which is kind of nice. But yeah, this may have actually been the easiest combination of items I could have possibly gotten to do this challenge with, because oh my god, look at this nonsense. Look at how fast this went. It is ridiculous. Can you please be gone? I'm just gonna deal damage to myself because I think the black hearts might actually deal enough damage to kill Mom, honestly. That was crazy. That is by far the quickest I've ever done that challenge, and just the least amount of difficulty as well. Just running into enemies with all my health. That shovel at the start is so strong. It's crazy. No, I'm not gonna do that. But still, like, oh my god. That's ridiculous. That's probably the shortest Isaac video so far. In the entire thing so far. The Rune of Algiz, which does something. I don't remember what that does, but yeah. 10-minute challenge, I guess. Not much else I can say about that. Normally, it would just be a lot more fiddling around trying to kill enemies with that hairball, but... wow. That was ridiculous. Well, there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed this rather short Isaac video, and hope to see you guys next time. Bye-bye.